The restaurant was packed. Plates clattered. People laughed. Waiters rushed between tables. It was just another busy Friday night in downtown Chicago. At least, that's what everyone thought. No one noticed the old man sitting alone in the corner. His coat was worn out. His shoes were dirty. His hands shook slightly as he stared at the menu. Some customers glanced at him and quickly looked away. Others assumed he was homeless. A few whispered. The old man heard every word, but he stayed silent. His name was Walter, and tonight he had exactly $12.17 in his pocket. That was all. $12.17. He checked 3 times to make sure. Then he folded the money carefully and slipped it back into his pocket. A young waitress named Emily approached his table. She smiled. Not the forced smile employees use. A real smile. The kind that reaches the eyes. "Can I get you something to drink?" Walter looked embarrassed. "How much is the coffee?" Emily blinked. Most customers never asked that question. $2.50, she replied gently. Walter nodded. "I'll take a coffee." Emily wrote it down. Then she noticed something. The man wasn't studying the menu. He was studying the prices. Every single one. Like someone trying to solve a difficult math problem. When she returned with the coffee, she placed it carefully in front of him. Walter wrapped both hands around the cup. For a moment, he closed his eyes. The warmth seemed to comfort him. Emily hesitated. Then she asked quietly, "Have you decided what you'd like to eat?" Walter forced a smile. Not yet. But she knew. He wasn't choosing food. He was calculating what he could afford. 20 minutes later, he finally ordered. The cheapest soup on the menu. Nothing else. No appetizer. No dessert. No main course. Just soup. Emily felt a knot in her stomach. When the soup arrived, Walter ate slowly. Very slowly. As if he wanted every spoonful to last. Then something unexpected happened. At the table beside him sat a loud group of businessmen. They were celebrating a major deal. Expensive suits, expensive watches, expensive drinks. One of them noticed Walter. He laughed, not quietly, loud enough for half the restaurant to hear. "Look at that guy." His friends turned. "He probably came here just to stay warm." People laughed. Walter lowered his head. Emily froze. Her face turned red. The businessman continued. "I bet he can't even pay for that soup." More laughter. The restaurant suddenly felt smaller, colder, crueler. Walter didn't say a word. He simply kept eating. But Emily noticed something. His eyes. They were filled with pain. Not anger. Pain. The kind that comes from being humiliated too many times. Emily wanted to say something. Anything. But before she could, Walter slowly stood up. The room became quiet. Everyone expected him to leave. Instead, he walked toward the businessmen's table. The leader smirked. "What?" Walter reached into his pocket. The entire restaurant watched. He pulled out a folded piece of paper. Old, worn, yellow with age. Then he placed it gently on the table. The businessman looked confused. "What's this?" Walter smiled. For the first time all evening. A calm smile. A confident smile. Then he said 7 words that changed the entire room. "That receipt saved my life 40 years ago." The laughter stopped instantly. No one moved. No one spoke. No one spoke either. Even Emily stood frozen. The businessman picked up the faded receipt. At first, it looked ordinary, just an old restaurant bill. Then he noticed something written on the back. A handwritten message. The words were barely visible, but everyone around the table could read them. The message said, "Someday, when you can, help someone else." Walter looked around the room. Every eye was now fixed on him. He took a deep breath and began telling a story no one expected to hear. A story that would leave half the restaurant in tears. And before the night was over, it would change far more than one life.